Mr. Chairman, mindful of the Speaker's ruling earlier today that it is appropriate that this be a wide-ranging debate, given that there is...
Well, I need to respond to that because I listened very carefully to what the Speaker at the time said, and I've also taken the time to actually go and check the Hansard of that. And his reference was to the first and second readings, particularly the second reading. So I've set out the parameters of the debate now, and that's how it's going to be chaired. And I just think we need to put that out there. Thank you.
Thank you for that clarification, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as is traditional, the title of a bill seeks to encapsulate its meaning. And New Zealanders up and down the country are wondering what the meaning of this bill could possibly be, because it is a fact that has not escaped their attention that the case that this refers to was dated 2005, well before a lot of other movies were made. Well before a lot of other movies. My colleague Phil Twyford has read out the list. I'm not going to take the House's time to do that. But there clearly was no substantive problem. So the public is wondering, what is this bill designed to fix? And we've been attempting to dissect that rationally. But really, it's not about rational legal logic. This is about politics. And the politics of it, in words of one syllable, sir, this is the let's demonise the unions and the Labour Party while trying to cut a deal with this film company bill, sir. Now let's run through the logic and the timing. Labour came out of a historically successful conference, and several days later, the Prime Minister argued that Labour was in cahoots with the unions to wreck The Hobbit. And it's right that he said it, but it is absolutely far from the truth. And let's check the logic. Firstly, the CTU was involved in the discussion to mediate a solution. They could see the standoff between the Australian Union and the film company, so were seeking to mediate a solution. Secondly, Labour said nothing. Why? Because it was not Labour's role as a political party to get involved in an industrial discussion. And anyway, why would we? But that didn't stop the Prime Minister from demonising the head of the CTU. And anybody who knows Helen Kelly can tell you she's a woman of integrity and a woman with good mediation skills. And the Prime Minister has sought to demonise her, the CTU and the entire union movement for purely political ends. So the second part of this argument around the renaming of this bill goes to its obvious use in domestic politics. Why bring Labour into this? It had nothing to do with the Labour Party. Labour had issued no statement on it. Labour knew that there was a sensitive negotiation underway. Bring Labour in it because you want to stop the momentum of a party that's on a roll. And you want to tell lies about Labour because telling the truth leaves you no advantage. Not you, Mr. Chairman. So this bill is about politics. It's not about employment law. It's not. How could it be? The case was in 2005 and my colleague Charles Chevelle argued it at the Supreme Court. That's how well we know the law. A Labour colleague argued it, a frontbench colleague argued it at the Supreme Court. I might say that reflects the quality of our caucus. There he was in the Supreme Court arguing the case. Mr. Speaker, at a very young age. At a very, very young age. At a very, very young age. Sir, the next reason that this bill needs to be renamed is because it should be called the Fiscal Disaster Bill. The Fiscal Disaster Bill. Now let's understand the background to that. The Fiscal Disaster Bill. Well, no, you can take the next one and you can have your saying. We can try and trump the names. But it's a fiscal disaster because the special deal that has been cut here for one multinational film company is not available to the domestic... Mr Chairman.